delightful. So I know the last I Miss Japan tutorial was only 2 weeks ago, but I absolutely had to make this project as a back to school DIY. Also, I've been missing Japan a lot lately. Some of you had suggested that I make a sushi DIY, so I decided to make a tamago sushi.
And that's how I fail at pronouncing Japanese words.
This kind of sushi has a folded omelette on top wrapped in seaweed, and tamago in Japanese means egg. Personally, I've been trying to get used to the taste of raw fish. I have a lot of trouble with the texture, but I am working on it. So while I work on my taste buds, I could at least eat this kind of sushi with no problem. A little heads up for this tutorial though is that the rice is pretty long to make, but all you have to do is make yourself comfortable in front of your favorite Netflix TV show and just have fun. That's what I did. And the final look is definitely worth the work. So have fun, and here we go! For this project you will need a translucent liquid Sculpey or bacon bond, some glaze and Fimo Liquid, a clay gun, baby powder, a toothbrush, an Xactoknife, a needle tool and a paintbrush, a rolling pin, aluminum foil, soft pastels, translucent, white, pale yellow, yellow, tan, black and green clay, and a metal pencil sharpener. Mix a bit of white with a lot of translucent clay and roll it between your hands to shape it as a thick log. Push in your metal pencil sharpener, shaping the sushi as you go. Of course, make sure the opening faces down and is free of clay. Cut off the excess clay in the front and blend in any imperfections with your fingers. For the rice, I use my clay gun to make clay snakes, but you could easily roll them by hand. Then cover your working hand with baby powder so the clay won't be too sticky. Cut out little bits of the snake that you then roll between your index and thumb, just enough to give it a rice shape. Make sure your rice is proportional to your sushi. Use this technique until you have enough rice to cover your sushi. Bake your rice in sushi base for 5 minutes. Cover your sushi base with TLS, then mix some TLS with the rice. This way your rice will stick together on the sushi. Apply rice all around your sushi. Make sure you put some rice high enough so there is no space between the omelette and the rice. Bake your rice-covered sushi base for 5 more minutes. Once it's baked, you can add a layer of TLS on top of the rice to make sure everything is glued in place. To make the omelette, mix a bit of yellow and white and a lot of translucent clay. Then make a little log of this new yellow clay. Flatten out a piece of yellow and pale yellow clay and cut out a lot of thin strips. Wrap your strips of clay around the little log, alternating between each shade. This step can be very imperfect because it will make it more realistic. Once your pattern is big enough, cut off the end of the log. Now squeeze the top and bottom together to give it a rectangular shape. Use your fingers to smoothen the cracks. Roll it only once and be careful that your omelette stays thick enough. Blend in the colors with your fingers and shape the omelette to fit on top of your sushi. Texture the size of the pale yellow parts with your needle tool, then use your aluminum foil and toothbrush to texture the whole omelette. Then cover your sushi and your omelette with TLS, and then place it on top of your sushi. Use tan, yellow, and orange pastels to color your omelette. For the seaweed, mix a little bit of green translucent and black clay. Roll out a very thin sheet of clay, then trim the sides and texture it with your aluminum foil. Glue it in the middle of your sushi with some TLS, cutting the edges underneath the sushi. If you want to add some sesame seeds, you can mix a bit of tan with a lot of translucent clay. Roll out a thin snake and make little balls of clay. Pinch the top of the little ball, then flatten it. Finally, stick your seeds on the seaweed with Fimo Liquid. Bake your sushi for 30 minutes, then add a layer of glaze. There you go! Now you have your own tamago sushi pencil sharpener. Thank you so much for watching this tutorial. If you liked it, feel free to give it a thumbs up and share it. Also, if you like food-related geeky tutorials, don't forget to click the subscribe button.
If you're already part of the squad though, don't click the subscribe button. That will unsubscribe you and you don't want that.
As always, please share with me your suggestions for food-related tutorials in the comment section below or on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Have a great day and God bless you. Bye! So I had a cute little visit from my parents. I love you, Mom and Daddy. Thanks for stopping by. Whew. This kind of sushi has a wrapped omelette on top. But I am